Rob here. Today we're going to be playing Seven Summits from Deepwater Games, designed by Daryl Andrews and Adrian Adamescu. We're going to be doing a two-player game, and I'm going to be playing as both players. We have the pink and what I'll call aqua. Each player starts the game with a secret mission card, but for purposes of this, we won't keep them secret since I know anyway. Here we're going to need to summit Vincent, which is the orange, to get 3 points at the end of the game, and the aqua will need to summit Kilimanjaro. They will also get 3 at the end of the game if they do that. The rules of the game are pretty simple. You're basically going to be taking turns ascending one of the 7 peaks on the board. The game will end after each of the 7 peaks has had someone reach the top. Whoever has the most points at that point will win the game. I'll explain as we go along. Pink is the first player, and what they'll be doing is they get to choose one of these 4-sided dice at the bottom of each of these mountains. Everest doesn't have a die. You can basically use any one of these, burn it, and move up Everest that amount instead. As you move up a mountain, you may end up landing on one of these symbols or one of these tokens, and that will help you get some equipment or maybe some skills. These things will help you as the game goes on. I am going to, as pink, be the first player. I'm going to move up 4 on Vincent. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason I'm doing this is twofold. Number one, it's the highest of the dice out there. Also, this is one that I have my mission for, so I definitely want to make it there by the end of the game. And also, the first player to reach the top of each of these mountains will get a higher victory point count. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here because I could press my luck. And if I do that, I would get to roll this die again and one of these dice. These dice will have range from nothing bad happening and you just move up again, pressing your luck, or you can slide back a couple of spaces. The worst one is you can actually fall off the mountain completely. And this is still part of your climbing action, so you're only going to get to avail yourself of one of these symbols if you end up on that spot at the end of your climbing portion of your turn. So I think what I'll do here is, even though I could press my luck, I think I'm going to stop because I really want to get this discovery token. These tokens are good, and they help you do things like move up on other mountains, get victory points at the end of the game, maybe draw a card. So it's going to be something good. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop climbing here, and I'm going to take this. This says I can move up 2 on Everest right away. So that works out pretty well for me. So pink's going to move up 1, 2. There is no symbol on this space. If there was, I'd be able to go ahead and do that because this wasn't part of my climb. This would have been something that was due to a bonus, or if I had an equipment card that let me do something, I might also be able to get a second symbol of benefit. But that's it for pink's turn. This is the mountain we climbed, so we go ahead and put the die that we used up there, and pink is done. Now it's aqua's turn. Aqua needs to move up on Kilimanjaro, and the thing about that is here we've got basically all these 2s, so it's the highest you're going to be able to move up to start anyway. Thing is, I think what I'm going to do, well, actually, here's what I'm going to do. We'll go ahead and move up on Kilimanjaro. We'll go 1, 2. Now I can decide to press my luck. Since falling all the way back doesn't make much of a difference here, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I take one of these dice, and I take this die, and I roll them both again. And here I got nothing, so that's good. Clear path. And I also get to move up 4. So I get good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could press my luck again if I want. I think I will. I think I'm going to do that. So I roll this die again. I didn't land on a space that had any kind of benefit, so really, who knows? Maybe I get a 1 or a 3. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, Pressure luck it's in the name, and I have an avalanche, which means I go all the way back down to the bottom. So that did not work out great. Kilimanjaro is done, so is Aqua. Now it's Pink's turn. Now I don't know if in this video you'll be able to hear the sounds behind me, but it's a beautiful day here, and there are birds chirping, wind chimes, and so it kind of feels like I'm out on a mountain, which isn't a bad thing. Now we're back to Pink. I think what Pink is going to do here, seeing that there's a 2 here on Denali, and that would get me this discovery token, I think I'm going to do that. 1, 2. I'm not going to press my luck because this is going to be something good. And I get to move up 1 more on Kilimanjaro, which I haven't started yet. And I pass my friend who fell down the mountain. That's it for the climbing. And now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua's going to see if there's anything good they can get. I think what we'll do is we have a 1 here on, I don't know how to pronounce this, Punkak Jaya. I'm going to call it PJ. So what we'll do is Aqua's going to move up 1 and it'll land on that discovery token. That's the end of the climb phase. And I get to move up 1 more on this mountain. Now, if moving up 1 more had gotten me to one of these symbols, I'd be able to do that because my climb was over as soon as I elected to stop and take the discovery token. But that's it for Aqua. Now it goes back to Pink. Choices are dwindling. We'll move up 2 here on Elbrus, 1, 2, and we'll press our luck this time. So we take one of these dice. We're going to roll again. I got a clean path and a 4, which is excellent. So we're going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. There is one of the discovery tokens. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there in my climb phase. I'll put this up at the top to remind me I already did that. And then I will take this token and see what I get. I get to go up 1 on Aconcagua. I'm going to call it that. So the yellow. I get to go up 1 on the yellow. I'm sorry I'm destroying these names. Probably should have looked it up before I did this video. Well, live and learn. That is going to be the end of Pink's turn. There's 1 die left. And I think what we're going to do is we will go ahead and move up 1 here. And we're not going to end our climb here. If I ended my climb here, we would actually be getting the teamwork skill here, which would allow both of us to move up 1. If we both got to move up 1, we'd both get to draw an equipment card, which will do something good. And I'm not sure, though, that I want to do that right now for the Pink player. So I will press my luck here. And since I haven't finished my climb, this doesn't happen. So here we go. Again, I got a clear path. And look, I got to move up 1, and they did not. I get to move up 1 on my expertise, which means I get to draw an equipment card. And again, Pink doesn't. Let's see what I get. Acclimation tent. Move down 1 space on a mountain. Increase any skill track by 1. Now it's still my turn, and I can actually use this. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to do it. I'm going to move down 1 on a space, and I think what I'll do is I'll move down here, and this is going to trigger something which is teamwork, because my climb is already over because I didn't press my luck any further, and I used my equipment, which is now gone. So because I moved to this space and am with Pink, and my climb had already finished, we actually do get to do the teamwork. We get to do teamwork here, which means I get to put 1 there, and they also get to put 1 there, which means we both get to move up 1. So we both move up 1, which means then we both get to add to our expertise. Well, they are on the first one, I'm on the second one, and since I'm the active player, I'll get to do mine first. So I go 1, 2. Got a rope and some poles, and they get equipment. Now, you can use the cards on your own turn, and it's not Pink's turn. So they can't use this oxygen supply right now, but I could use these because it's still my turn. This one is good to save for later when I have more cards in my hand, because this will allow me to discard cards and move up on any mountain. Here, I can move up 3 spaces on a mountain where someone is ahead of me. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. As you can see down here, Kilimanjaro is my mountain that I get a bonus for here at the end of the game. So what I'll do is, Pink is ahead of me here, and I can move up 3 spaces, which I'll do, and that's 1, 2, 3, and lo and behold, there's a discovery token, which I get to see, and I get to move up 1 on Denali. So as you can see, there's some combos that can happen as the game goes on. I move up 1 there, and I'm not going to use my poles, so I am done. And that would be the end of the round. Now what we do is we roll all of these dice again and place them at the bottom of the mountain. We'll switch the start player over to Aqua, so Aqua actually gets to go again. And then we will go ahead and start the next round. So we've rolled all the dice, and now it is Aqua's turn. Aqua's going to go ahead and move up 3 on PJ. 1, 2, 3 to get this token. That will give me 2 victory points at the end of the game. So I'll put this up here to remind me. I didn't press my luck. I'm done climbing that mountain. And now it's Pink's turn. Well, again, I know, but Aqua wouldn't know, that Pink would like to get up to the top of Vincent. And Pink has a no-brainer here, really, I think. We're going to move up 1, 2, 3 here. And we're going to stop our turn there and take this. It allows us to move up 1 on Elbrus, which is purple. So we'll go ahead and do that. There's nothing on that spot, so we're safe. I said safe, but what I mean is that there's no symbol there for me to get. So, sorry about that. That's going to be it for Pink. We could use this oxygen, but I think I'm going to wait till later. I'll be able to move up on one of these mountains. I'm going to wait and see if I get something good. Now, one point of rules here is, in order to actually summit the mountain, you need to get the exact roll here. You can't go up 1 if there's a 3. You'll have to, you could try to press your luck, even though you couldn't move with that first one, but you might end up sliding all the way down the mountain. So just keep that in mind. Now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua does need to get up to Kilimanjaro, but I think what it's going to do instead is going to be move up here on yellow and go 1, 2, 3, stop the climb there, and get this, which allows it to move up 2 on Everest anyway. Now, we're going to have another teamwork situation, because we're going to move up 1, 2, which means both of these get to move up on their teamwork skill. This allows each of them are going to be able to move up 2, and it allows you to move up 2 on any mountain. So I think what Aqua is going to do is move up 1, 2, which will allow for a preparation skill. So I get to draw a mission card, and it's going to be the European champion, which means if I make it to the top of Elbrus, which is the blue, at the end of the game, I'll get 3 points. So let's see what happens there. Now, same will go for pink. Pink gets to move up 2. I think what pink is going to do is they're going to move up 1, 2 on Denali. So now they get to move up 1 on the expertise, which means they get to draw 2 equipment cards. And again, it's not pink's turn, so pink cannot use these, but they're going to provide some benefits. We got a ladder that lets you share a space with if you share a space with another climber, both climbers move up 1 space. And here we have reroll any 2 mountain dice. So that's pretty good, but we're not going to be able to use that right now because it is actually Aqua's turn at this point. But that will be the end of Aqua's turn. So we'll move the yellow up to the top, and now it goes to pink. It's going to move up 2 on Elbrus, 1, 2. And then I think we're going to push our luck and hope for another 2. Now this could be very dangerous, probably unwise. What ends up happening is I can't move because 1, 2 is what I need, and I got a 3, and you need an exact roll. I'm not going to push my luck anymore here because I'm afraid that I'm going to end up sliding down the mountain. I'll take that as a sign, and we'll put this up here, and now it goes back to turquoise. This will be turquoise's last move. I think what they're going to try is they're going to move up 3 on Kilimanjaro since that's theirs, and they're going to stop with that. 1, 2, 3. And then it will go back to pink. And pink's going to have to move up here. 1, 2, which actually lets them move up 1 on preparation. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Pink gets to move up on preparation finally, which means they get to draw a second mission card. Now they need to make it up to red by the end of the game to get 3 points. Got a long way to go, but now at least they have a plan. Again, they're trying to make it up red and orange by game's end, and Aqua's trying to make it up green and blue. That will be the end of the round. We'll go ahead and re-roll the dice and start round 3. This time, pink is going to be first player. So we've rolled the dice, and it's pink's turn, and this works out really well for pink this time. Pink's got some good options here. First thing they're going to do, again, knowing that they need to get to the top of orange, and getting a 1 there is very fortuitous, pink will just go ahead and move up to the top of that. That will be the end of their climb, and they will get into first spot here on that mountain, which will give them 4 points at the game's end. Now it will go. That will be it for their turn. Aqua is got another pretty good option here. They're going to move up 3 on Kilimanjaro. 1, 2, 3. So they summit it, and will end up there. Get 6 points at the end of the game for that. And actually, both players will end up getting 3 extra points for finishing that mission. That's going to be it for Aqua's turn. Comes back to pink now. Pink has another great option here. They're going to use this one and move up 1, 2, 3 to summit that mountain. Now 3 of the 7 mountains have been summited. Goes back to Aqua. They don't have any amazing options at this point. I think what they're going to do is, instead of moving up 2 on red, they're going to use that die to move up on Everest instead. 1, 2. When you push your luck on Everest, you have to roll both of these dice and take the worst result. So I think at this point, I'm probably just going to stay right where I am on that and send it back to pink. Pink will go ahead and move up on yellow, 1, 2, and then press their luck because they don't really have that far to slide down. Who knows, maybe they'll end up back on that spot with a bad enough roll. Well, here you go. So they would move up 1, but they also go back 2, so they actually move back 1. They're going to press their luck again. Why not? This time it's clear and they move up 1. They'll keep pressing their luck. Come on, 4. All right, we got a 3 and a clear path. So we go 1, 2, 3. And even though we passed Aqua, because we're still on our climb, we don't resolve the teamwork action. You have to land on another player's spot when you finish your climb. You know, we're feeling pretty strong right here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 to top that mountain first. I don't know though. That seems like a risk. I think we're going to hold off. Now it goes back to Aqua. I think they're going to use this and move up Everest instead. So we're going to move up 3. 1, 2, 3 on Everest. And that will be the end of the round. We'll re-roll the dice. This time Aqua will be first, so maybe they'll get some lucky rolls here and be able to summit a couple more mountains. Let's see what happens. Aqua is the first player, and what they're going to do is take this green 4 Actually, they'll take the blue 4 to block pink from being able to use blue this time. And they'll go ahead and move up Everest 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've got a pretty good head start here. And at this point, it's pink's turn, and they're going to try their best to stop Aqua from getting to Everest. And what they can do is they can re-roll any 2 mountain dice. And they are going to re-roll the yellow, which sits at a 3 right now, which would give 1, 2, 3 to Aqua on its next turn. They're also going to re-roll the red. Again, hoping to make it so that Aqua can't use that to get up to the top of the red. So here's the re-rolls. All right, so we have a 2 on the yellow, and we got another 4 here. Well, I think what we're going to do is at least pink was able to stop Aqua from making it up to Everest on this turn, although at this point, it looks like it might be a lost cause there. Instead, what they'll do is they will move up 4 on Kilimanjaro. 1, 2, 3, 4, and their climb, and they'll be able to move up here. They get to draw 2 mission cards and keep 1. Hopefully this will be something they've already gotten. The plateau is this line, and I'm not sure they're going to make it there. They are getting close to summiting yellow, so I think they'll keep that one instead and get rid of this card. Now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua's going to take this 2, move up 1, 2, end its climb there, which will give us another teamwork action. 1, 2. This means that in the future, whenever we roll a hazard die, either player, they can subtract the bad thing by 1 to make it better. So now a 1 hazard is actually a 0, and a 2 hazard is actually a 1. If we move up any further on the teamwork track, either player, that will allow them to move up 1 on Everest. So actually, this kind of works out better for Aqua in the end, because maybe they can work their way up to the top of Everest besides just using dice. And that's going to be it for Aqua's turn. Now it goes back to Pink. Pink's going to make a run for it to the top of Red. Let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are going to go ahead and press their luck now that they get the benefit of this -1. The only thing that really hurts them terribly is an avalanche, which they didn't get. Instead, they get 3, which is 1, 2, 3. They'll end their turn there and move up on this, which is the expertise level. Now, when you select a mountain die, you may use it for the adjacent mountain. So this is pretty cool. What's going to end up now is, instead of using the 4 for climbing up this mountain, they could use it to climb up that mountain, or more importantly, hopefully, they can make it to the top of Blue first. So let's see what happens. But that is the end of Pink's turn. Now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua is going to take the 1 and move up 1 on Everest. They will stop there because they don't want to press their luck with both of those risk dice. Now it comes back to Pink. Well, they don't have much of a choice here. They're going to take the 4 and they're going to move up on Everest. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? What the heck? They're going to push their luck. So they take this die and they have to roll both of these and take the worst of the 2. They got clear path. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you want to press your luck again, but you know what? I think they are. They're gonna swing for the fences here. No avalanches. No avalanches. Oh, avalanche. No. That is it for Pink. I meant to put these up at the top of their mountains earlier. Sorry about that. But that is going to be the end of the round. First player is going to be Pink this time. It's getting close to crunch time here. Let's see what happens. Well, there's several good options for Pink, but since getting to the top of Red gives them a bonus anyway, and they'll be the first ones there, they'll go ahead and spend this one for their climb and summit PJ. That's going to be a pretty good point swing for them. Now it's Aqua's turn. It's going to be really impossible to keep Aqua from getting to the top of Everest because they only need a 2 and there are 3 2s on the board. But what they will do is go ahead and take this 2 to prevent Pink from doing it. Pink might have made a bad move there, but sometimes we make mistakes when we're playing games. 1, 2, they climb Everest. Now it goes back to Pink. Pink can use a die to climb an adjacent mountain. Instead, what they'll do is they will take this and move up 2, 1, 2. They will not press their luck. Now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua's going to move up 1, 2, 3. They will press their luck. See if they can get something good. Well, they move up 1 and come back 1. I'm sorry, they move up 2 and come back 1. That will end their turn because they got this negative die. Actually, no, I take that back. Forget that. This is now a 0, so they actually just moved 2. So that means they'll actually be able to grab this discovery token. Who knows, maybe something really good can happen. +1 on Vincent. Well, not great, but hey, we'll take what we can get. That gets them one more on the preparation, which lets them draw 2 mission cards and keep one of them. Well, this one's only good for 1 point, no matter what, because there's only one other player. This one allows them to 1 point for each unused equipment card you have. At this point, they only have one of those. I think they're going to keep that one. They're going to keep the pack mule. And they'll get rid of this card. Now it goes back to pink. I realize now that I forgot to move the green die, actually roll it at the beginning of the round. So I did roll it and I got a 3. And we'll place it back down there. I realize pink is the first player and it's their turn and there's only 1 die left. So my bad, but it is pink's turn and there are 2 dice. So pink gets to choose. And I think what they'll do is they definitely want to, well, I think they're just going to go ahead and move up 1, 2, 3, and they're going to press their luck just in case. Why not? It's a pressure luck game. Let's do it. This is definitely, before I forget to move that up, I will. See what happens. This is a 0, again, because we're at the top of the teamwork. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're at the top of the teamwork. So this is a 0, and that means they get to move up 1 more, which means they get this discovery token if they stop, and they will. That'll give them 2 victory points at the end of the game. Now, they do have the oxygen, which would allow them to use the effect of one of their discovery tokens they already had, except for the 2-point that they just got. And they do have a 1 to move up on Kilimanjaro, but I think they're going to wait, and there's going to be 1 more round. So at least, and so they're probably going to hold on to this, so maybe they can use this to get to the top of Kilimanjaro unless something better comes along. So that's the end of pink's turn. It goes back to aqua. Aqua can move up 2, and I think they just will. 1, 2. They're going to go ahead and press their luck. They might as well. Not much to lose here. Got to remember to put those mountain dice up there when you're done. They got a clear path and a 1. They move up 1. This token's already been taken, so there's no benefit for ending there. They're going to press their luck again. Who knows, maybe they'll make it all the way to the top. Well, this is a -1 instead of a 2 now. So they do move up 2, and that will be the end of their climb. 1, 2, which means they get to move up another 1 on the preparation. From this point on, they can add 1 or subtract 1 to it. So they can actually make a 4 a 5 or a 1 a 0. So there we go. That's the end of the round. And we'll go ahead and re-roll, hopefully all of them this time, and move on to the next round. This time, Aqua's going to be the first player, and we're getting really to the end here. So let's see what happens. Well, Aqua got a pretty good roll here on yellow, and it's going to go ahead and beat pink to the top with a 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll get them 6 points at the end of the game. Only 1 more peak to be summited, but not for long. So this will move up to the top. That's the end of Aqua's turn. It goes back to pink. Pink has the ability to use an adjacent die, use a die to climb up an adjacent mountain. So what pink's going to do, it's going to just go ahead and not play any games here and spend this to move up 2 on Elbrus, which will put it here at the top because it can use this to climb an adjacent mountain, so it'll do that. Now it goes back to Aqua. Aqua can add 2 to any of its dice. I'm sorry, add 1 or subtract 1 from any of its dice. And I don't think this is going to be the last round. It can't get to the top of here because it can only subtract 1. And so it'll look for its best bet here. The best bet, I think, would be to try to get to the top of Denali. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and press its luck. Hope it gets a 1 and a clear path, or maybe a 2, -2, and 3. Let's see what combo they can come up with. Anything but an avalanche. And there's an avalanche. Whoop, all the way down. So that's going to be it for aqua. Goes back to pink. Pink's going to have to use this die to climb up an adjacent mountain. It'll move up 1 there. And then it will press its luck. It also needs a 1 and a clear path. Can it get it? It gets a 2 and a clear path, so it cannot move up. But since it was a clear path, they can try again. Three, they can't do it. One more time. 4 minus 1 is a 3, and that ends their turn because it's a bad result and they can't make it up to the top. I might have done that wrong, but I don't think so. I think you can keep going as long as you get a clear path. That will be the end of pink's turn. Goes back to turquoise. I'm sorry, aqua. Aqua can add 2, 1, 2. Add 1 to this to make it a 2. So that will get it 1 more on this, but it really is not going to help them because they can use an adjacent die in the future, but there's going to be no future because the game's going to end after this very next turn. So now what Aqua's going to do is they'll move up 1, and then they're going to go ahead and press their luck. They need a 2 somehow. No avalanches, no avalanches. Clear path and a 4, so they can't actually move up, but they got a clear path, so I'm playing that they can keep trying until they get a negative result. And there it is, another avalanche, and that's going to spell the end of that for Aqua. Now it goes back to pink. They really don't have much of an option except to make a run up Everest here. So they're going to take this 4, and they're going to climb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they're going to press their luck. Who knows? This could be the difference in the game. It's going to be a hard climb, making it up Everest in 1 turn. They have to take the worst result, but this is now a 0. But that still ends their turn. This is still considered a negative result. So they move up 3, 1, 2, 3, but that's going to end their turn, and that's going to end the game. Now we count up our scores. Pink summited the red, so they will be able to get that. They also summited orange. They did not summit yellow, so that's out. They do get this 2 victory points at the end of the game. And I see now that they could have actually used one of these again, and they could have gone up 1 on Kilimanjaro, which actually would have put them on the spot. So I think what I'll do is let them get into their time machine and use the oxygen, which will let them reapply the effect of this, which would have gotten them to the top of Kilimanjaro, which would give them 4 points. But it's the benefit of playing by yourself. You get to go in your time machine. No one gets too mad at you. That's it for pink. So pink ends up with 4, 9, 13, 18, 22, 25, 28, 30 for pink. Now let's look at aqua. They ended the game with 1 piece of equipment, so they'll get 1 point on their pack mule. They did not make it to the top of blue, so they do not get that mission. But they did make it to the top of green, so they'll get 3 points for that. And that's it bonus-wise for them. So let's see what their score is. 6, 10 is 16, 22, 25, 26, and I forgot they had this 2 victory points, 27, 28. So it looks like pink wins 30 to 28. And that's how the game is played. If I've made any mistakes, please note them in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and like and subscribe if you did.